Hey guys, this is a video explaining the concept of predicting your edge orientation before CMLL and avoiding 6 flips and forcing EO skips, because they're all kind of summarized in the same category and you do the same things to do them. So here's a 6 flip. It's the worst last 6 edges case, and you want to avoid it because if you do get it, you need to either do misoriented centers or do this long alec, insert the outer edges, and then do 4C, which is bad. What you'd ideally, you just prevent that from happening by either using a different CMLL, by using a different CMLL alec. But before I get into that, let's just explain what this concept is. After you finish second block, what am I doing? You're left with a CMLL case to solve the corners. And the idea here is to look at your edge orientation or predict what it is before you even do the alec. So here I know I'm going to get an EO skip because I know the J-perm is a PLL, and PLLs don't flip edges at all. It's the last step of CFOP, so they won't flip edges. It won't actually flip any edges, so I know I'll have an EO skip. And I do. Actually, that's ridiculous, but yeah, not all the cases are that easy. Like, there's a bunch of cases, like F666, F prime, for example, and all the 4 pure commutators. I think there's only 4. Yeah, but all those cases, they don't actually affect edges at all, which means you can even go a step farther than predicting your EO. You can actually predict where your LR edges are going to be, which means you can see your whole EO plus LR edges plus CMLL. Right there, which is really nice to look ahead, and it can let you turn ridiculously fast, so, which is nice. Okay, here I have a soon, and I see that these two are misoriented on the bottom, and a soon doesn't flip any edges, so I know I'm gonna have these two misoriented on the bottom. It's that simple, really. Here I do EOLR. It's hard to do the viewfinder. Yeah, soon doesn't affect it, a anti-soon doesn't. And some cases, like I was talking about, to avoid 6 flips. For example, if I give myself a 6 flip here, how would I say this? So here most people would do the Sujin alec that goes like that, but you'd actually want to, well, what did I do here? Okay, most people here would do a Bruno, which doesn't flip edges, but you notice you have a 6 flip if you're doing this right. So you'd actually use F666, F prime, which does flip edges, and that gives you a much better LR edges case. So that's the idea. And I talked about forcing the EO skips. I'll show you a case for that. So what am I doing? Let's see here. Or just predicting your EO on some alecs that don't necessarily not flip any edges, but that are OLLCPs basically, so that means they only affect stuff on the top layer, so you can predict it anyway. So this alec, actually this is a more complicated one, I'm not going to do that one. I'll talk about this. This is I do double soon for this case, but they're cancelled into each other. Now I know this case does a clockwise U-perm in the back. This case, this edge is here, this misoriented edge. I know it's going to do a clockwise U-perm, which goes like this. So clockwise, this moves here. I'll have one misoriented edge here, one here. M prime U prime M, or M prime U prime M, yeah, and then U2 M U prime M prime. And now I see my whole EO just from this. So, like that, and just like I said, it's easy. So that's just one case, and you can, I'm not going to tell you how to do all the cases because you don't want to do all of them. For example, a lot of people, for this case, some people use the 2-gen alec, but some people actually use this alec, like that, but execute faster, obviously. That was slow. I don't use that alec, so that's why it's slow. And that alec actually affects this piece, which makes predicting your edge orientation way more difficult because you not only have cycles in the top layer, but you also have cycles like this, which is doable, but not easy. So I'd stick to the OLLCPs, and you can figure out which ones are OLLCPs, but just by doing them, like, and seeing if they affect one of your bottom pieces. So is this alg an OLLCP? Well, let's see. Is it going to affect these two bottom pieces? No, it is an OLLCP. So that's basically a quick video on, actually I'll show you one more case. Actually, I'll just scramble second block and show you a case of me, one last case of me predicting it, if I get an alg where I actually can. So here I have dr edge in here, and then these two can be solved like that. And then I have this and this, so same idea here. R prime to make sure my edge is oriented. Here I have anti-soon, which is this opposite of soon, and remember soon doesn't flip edges. That means the anti-soon won't. So I do anti-soon here, and I know I can cancel actually and force an arrow because I have 2 on top, 2 on bottom, and the anti-soon ends with a R prime. So I can turn the R prime into a R wide M, I think. And that will force an arrow. So that's even better. Yeah, here I can do stuff like that to force an arrow. That's a video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, just ask. And yeah.